Cancer.
Now we're going to be looking at your solar chart for the full year of 2013 in your star sign. And basically what we're going to do today is take Mars, where it currently is now in January, and follow its motion and to see where it kind of ends up at the end of the year. What this will do will help to jumpstart you, knowing where Mars is, where you can hone in on the best energy available to you, which Mars is all about, and which arena of life is affecting you, so you can take that action and start building and see what you can accomplish there by the end of 2013. Also, we're going to look a little bit at Jupiter. I'm not going to give too much attention to it. It's only going to change a sign here throughout the year. And besides, we're going to be covering that on a monthly basis on your monthly tubes anyhow. But most interestingly is the big challenge we're all facing with that Uranus-Pluto. We all have it in our charts. We all have it in different parts of our charts. So I want to kind of scope out to you on your specific star sign to see where it's sitting, where Uranus is sitting, and where it's going to be hitting Pluto, and what your specific challenge is going to be. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. And challenges are always a big punch, but it doesn't have to be a negative thing. See, when we know what it's about, we drop fear. We only fear what we don't know, and this is when we turn all rigid and we kind of scramble to kind of hang on to old security, and where we freeze. See, it's like if we take another image and think about somebody who's drowning. What's the difference between somebody drowning and somebody coming in by free will, coming in and saving that person? What's the difference between the victim and the hero? The hero is in the same waters, same waves, and yet feel very, very comfortable and secure. It's because he's forewarned and forearmed. And this is what I want to give you, because these challenges will give a punch to all of us, no matter where we are. But when we know which area of our life it's going to affect, then we can look at what can we do about it. How can we actually stay a step ahead and take the challenge and rise it. See, because not all challenges have to be a bad thing. Sometimes they come around with radical changes so that we, in a very quick way, can change direction. And sometimes it will just prompt us and throw us straight onto our life purpose. And this is how I want you to look at it. What good can you get out of the challenges in the sky year of 2013? Hello, Cancer. This is your forecast for 2013. And we're going to be charting your Mars to see where you're starting off this year and the sequences that follows it, so you can really see where your energy is going to be going, because it's not going to cover the whole scope with all areas in your life. It's going to take one area at a time. And for you, you're starting off at looking at joint ventures. It could be project funding or bank loans or insurance companies payouts, for example. If you're waiting for any settlement, this is the time for you to actually go after it and make sure that it gets online with what you're working for. It could also be wanting a raise would be a time to ask for this as well. And followed by that, you will have some busy weeks researching new things. There might be some classes coming up where you may want to study something. It's kind of in the area of higher philosophies or other foreign people, cultures, and places. It could also be publishing if you're looking to get something out there. Great time for you to get in touch with those publishers, or if it's an ebook, you know, to get it out there online. And also travel. There might be, in that case, a long distance travel overseas coming up. So that would probably be sometime there, February, March for you. After that, your focus is going to be on the career, and I see you going like this, very focused on your career. There's things happening as you go. Unexpected career changes may come there springtime, spring, early summer. No, it's probably still just spring. I'm not looking at the exact degrees here, but it's going to be touching Uranus here. So, things can take a total different change of direction. And don't let that wig you out. If these changes are coming unexpectedly, it is for you. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, the Uranus-Pluto dance there. But career is going to be totally focused like this, followed by a time where you're going to be catching up with friends and circles of friends and networking and out there, out and about, looking around to see where you can kind of get in tune with something that may behoove you, maybe because of these changes coming in with career. But busy, busy, busy. Time to hand out, your business cards, for example. And then time to step back. You're going to rest a little bit. Jupiter is in this area of where you find your zen, your inner quietness, your inner, not solitude, but where you're listening to spirit. See, when we're out there and we're so busy, we don't listen too much, because we're thinking and we're doing and we're acting. But Mars is laying down its energy for a little bit. And it's good because Jupiter is there. And anytime Mars and Jupiter kind of do the dance together, it kind of energizes. Jupiter is so expansive, and it's generous, and there's abundance there. So you may be picking up on some great ideas. Okay, so have your notepad and write them down as you brainstorm in this quiet period. Then you're coming out to the area of yourself and personality and projecting yourself onto the world, and you're doing both good and strong. I see there's a lot of great protection around you and nurturing energy going out to other people as well, taking it in. And then you're going to be looking at your own finances, what comes in, what goes out, how you spend your money, what you shouldn't spend it on. Mars likes to kind of get going there and might not think too much or too deep when it sees something. It just takes action. And it might be something big because you have it in your house of Leo, and it's like, it's nice, it's big, and it's quality. Then I see you back and forth, in and out. It may be people coming in and out for visits as well. Could be a series of small trips coming in, day trips, or a little bit further. Not necessarily the long distance out of country trips though. But that's a few weeks there where you're doing that, catching up on siblings and neighbors, and get-togethers, and a great time for you for anything of writing. If you have any presentations to do, I see your energy going into words, and how you word yourself. So written documents are great. Publishing could also be great at that time. Before you start repairing whatever needs to be repaired at home, it's going to be a few weeks there of looking things over and putting things together or renewing things. And there's always something that we need to do where we live, and that would be the time for it. And this is towards the end of the year, so we're kind of looking November, December for that. Even though it's a busy time looking for Christmas and all that, but there might be, some extra expenses or things needing to be done there. Plus, it's also a time to attend to parents in December. They're going to need extra attention from you, and I see you giving that support and balancing out things in this whatever helpful way this is going to be. So, what is the greatest challenge for you this year? So let's go back to that, Uranus and Pluto. Your Uranus is in the house for career. So this is where you can expect unexpected changes, out of the blue changes. On the flip side of that, it could be that you suddenly find that you're bored of whatever routine of where you are, and you may just quit. Okay, so could be you, but it could also be other changes within the higher ups or the company you work in that they're going through some kind of reconstruction and might have to lay off people. So whatever happens there, you know, don't get wigged out, because you are already opening up to a new career path anyway. And this is particularly oriented towards those early Cancerians, okay? Not those way out in the sign, but those born within the first week to 10 days can really feel this. The others of you, you're going to get it too, but it's going to be later. It's probably going to be more like next year for you. Okay, so this square is coming in from where? It's coming in from your area of love, relationships, marriage, and partnerships. So your challenge this year is, okay, the tension may be between you and your spouse, of course. Now, if you get laid off, all that, there may be tension coming from that end, or maybe it's your spouse suddenly being laid off, and of course that can create some tension. And it doesn't have to be either of you either. It could be within partnerships. Now, if you have a business going together with some partner and you've been working fine together for the longest time, don't get surprised if this partnership suddenly is starting to kind of like crack at the seams, or you're not seeing eye to eye, and there might be internal conflicts coming in here, and maybe because one wants to kind of direct it in this direction and the other one wants to go in that direction. So it's all about finding common grounds and trying not to get tied up into power struggles. This can be very easy to happen. So whether this is with a working partner, partnership that you have career with, or whether it's like your spouse, and the tension is between your marital state and your careers. It could be that you might be working so much, many more hours that's going to be required of you, and your spouse may not like it, or vice versa. And so, you know, communication here is everything. Try to be very clear and expressive and agree to disagree. But if you're not communicating, this tension can really grow. You know, and fear makes things grow even bigger, because it's what we don't know is what we fear. So the way to eliminate some of this fear, especially in your partnership or marriage, is communicate about it. The sooner, the better. Don't bottle up things. Pluto can allow things to simmer for a long time. And what does it do when it really gets ticked? It erupts. You know, it's the volcano. So there might be some eruptions coming up in your marriage or partnerships. And not only that, but Uranus can split off from it all. That's what Uranus does. Pluto will simmer and explode. Uranus will just simply get up and say, okay, I'm out of here. I'm done. You know, Uranus can be quite aloof of it, saying, I'm not taking this pressure. So this is your challenge. How are you going to deal with this? It's all about being forewarned, knowing that as soon as you start getting these signals and signs, once again, it's for you early Cancerians. When these signals start coming, heed them, listen to them. Don't suppress it or turn the blind eye to it. Listen to your partner, what he or she's saying. Or your partner in work, listen to what they are saying. And take it seriously, and then start thinking ahead, okay? And you can diffuse a lot of these things if you start bringing up communication and saying what you think is important, what can behoove the best for the higher good of both of you. Then you're creating a bridge. And do know this, whatever is meant to stick around and last will always stick around and last, even in spite of these challenges. If something is meant not to continue, well, those things will fall apart for a reason. If it is your work, it's only because there's something even better coming for you. If it is your marriage or the partnership that you have and that should fall apart, well, then that is for a reason. There's something else coming in behind it, and it's time to leave this level of it and just be open. Spirit knows how to lead you and get you there. Okay, so don't fight it. Try to work it out. beforehand is always better than later. And at least this is what we have of the greatest aspects and challenges of this year. But listen to your moon sign and rising sign. It'll give you a little bit more of insights also to this, what we're talking about right here, because there are other aspects of it coming in as well, and they pertain to you. And then, of course, there's a lot more details coming up on the monthly basis when we're looking at the daily motion of the planets and how they're kicking in and how they're going to be tweaking and working with the challenged planets too. So do hit subscribe so you can get your monthly forecasts. Bye for now.